All right, welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we are looking at,
Oh, this is a fun one.
this is a fun one.
Yeah.
I think this is one we can all relate to, right? Change your mindset to attract money in 10 minutes.
Ooh, in 10 minutes, huh?
I know, right? Like that's a big promise, right?
Big promise.
10 minutes, mindset, attract money, all those things sound great.
Let's get rich.
I mean, who wouldn't want that? So we're going to dive into this article. We'll see if it holds up,
We'll see if we can all retire after this podcast episode.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Deep dive.
Deep dive, sorry.
No more podcasts, just straight to the Bahamas.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
So this article, it starts off, it kind of throws out a really big question right off the bat. What is money in our life?
Yeah, that is a great question to start with. I mean, we all use it every day, but it really does have like a different meaning for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people it's really like security and safety, and it represents just that.
Right.
Other people it's like, I don't know, it's freedom, or it's just the ability to like take care of the people you love, or, just have the means to do what you want.
Yeah, I think for me, like it's a resource. Like I see it as a tool to do things, to create experiences,
Yeah.
to build things, to make things.
Yeah, it can be a means to express your creativity.
Right, right.
It can be, it's really what you make it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what this article is getting at is that like, it's about the mindset you have around money
Right.
rather than just the number in your bank account or like the physical bills or whatever.
Right, yeah.
But it's like how you view it can really impact how you use it and how you relate to it.
Yeah. And that can be, it can be a real challenge for people who maybe have had negative experiences with money in the past, or who, grew up in a household where money was always tight.
Yeah.
It can be really hard to shift that perspective, to see money as something that can be positive and can be something that you can attract into your life.
Right, right. And I think that's something that the article talks about is, attracting abundance. But before we even get to that, it kind of goes off on this, sort of side tangent, but I think it's relevant
Okay.
about, changing your mindset about wealthy people,
Ah, interesting.
which I thought was kind of unexpected, right? Like,
Yeah, it's not something you usually think about.
yeah, you're like, okay, mindset, attracting money. All right, I'm with you. But then it's like, change how you think about rich people. And you're like, wait, what?
Right.
But I think it's making a point there that, a lot of times we have this, maybe negative association with wealth, whether it's like, oh, all rich people are greedy or they got there by, stepping on others or, just these kind of preconceived notions that we have.
Yeah, there can be a lot of judgment.
Yeah.
A lot of assumptions about how people got there or what they're doing with their money.
Right.
And I think it's important to remember that, wealth isn't inherently bad.
Yeah.
It's just a resource, just like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
It can be used for good or for bad. It really just depends on the person.
Right. And the article talks about trying to find examples of wealthy people who are doing good things with their money.
Oh, absolutely.
Like philanthropy or, starting businesses that create jobs and opportunities.
Right. Like look at, I don't know, the Gates Foundation or, all these incredible organizations that are funded like people who have a lot of wealth.
Right.
And they're using it to, address global issues, to support the arts, to, make the world a better place.
Yeah. And I think, instead of focusing on those negative stereotypes, if we can shift our perspective to see that, wealth can be used as a force for good, it can actually help us attract more abundance into our own lives.
Yeah, because it's like, if you're constantly thinking about money as something that's, evil or corrupting, then you're going to be subconsciously repelling it.
Right.
It's like you're putting up this wall that's preventing it from coming to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's the mindset shift around wealth.
Yeah.
But then the article goes into some more practical tips, which I think are really helpful.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So one of the big ones is, paying yourself first.
Oh, yeah, that's classic.
Classic.
Right.
The golden rule.
But it's not just about, putting money into your savings account.
No, this is actually about like emotional wealth as well.
Right.
It's about prioritizing yourself, your well-being,
Yeah.
making sure that you're taking care of your needs.
And I think that's a really interesting perspective because it's almost like, you're investing in yourself.
Exactly.
By taking care of your physical, emotional, mental well-being.
Yep. You're actually increasing your capacity to, earn money, to manage money, to make smart decisions about money.
Right. You're more likely to make better choices, to be more
Mhm.
productive, to be more creative,
Yeah. Right, right.
if you're feeling good and you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah, and this ties into the article's suggestion of, you know, allocating funds for things that bring you joy.
Oh, yeah, the little things
Yeah.
that make a big difference.
Right. So it could be, a weekly massage or,
Hmm.
getting your nails done or, whatever it is that makes you feel good, that makes you feel pampered, that makes you feel, like you're worth it.
Absolutely. And then it doesn't have to be expensive.
Yeah.
It could be like buying yourself a new book or like going for a walk in nature
Mm.
or, just doing something nice for yourself
Right.
that doesn't cost a lot of money but still makes you feel good.
Yeah. And I think that's a really important point because, a lot of times when we're trying to be financially responsible, we can get so caught up in, budgeting and saving and cutting back that we forget to actually enjoy life.
Yeah, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
You don't want to be so strict with yourself that you become miserable
Right.
because then what's the point of having money if you're not enjoying it?
Right. And the article actually makes this really interesting point about reframing debt payments as expressions of gratitude,
Ooh, I like
which
that.
I thought was kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're like, debt, gratitude, those two don't really go together, do
Oh,
they?
no, not usually.
But the way it explains it is that, instead of seeing that monthly credit card bill as a burden, try thinking, I'm grateful that I had the resources to buy those things that I needed or wanted at that time.
Right.
Or when you're paying rent, be grateful for having a safe and comfortable place to live. And it's about shifting that energy from, ooh, I have to pay this bill to I'm grateful that I have this thing that I'm paying for.
Yeah, and it's like you're acknowledging that you were able to have those experiences. You were able to access those resources.
You're right.
And now you're fulfilling your obligation, you're paying it back, and that can be a really powerful way to shift your mindset around money.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another interesting tip that the article gives is documenting happy spending moments.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah. So it's not about, taking pictures of your receipts or anything like that.
No, no.
But it's about capturing those moments when you spend money on something that brings you genuine joy.
Right. So it could be like a photo of you and your friends at a concert that you all went to together,
Right.
or a video of your kids opening up a present that you bought them.
Yeah.
Just capturing those moments where money is actually facilitating happiness and connection and good experiences.
Right. And I think the idea is that, by having those visual reminders, it can kind of help you stay focused on the positive aspects of money rather than always dwelling on the negative, like the bills and the debt and the
Exactly.
that stuff.
It's like creating a little bank of positive money memories that
Yeah.
you can draw on when you're feeling stressed or discouraged.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the article kind of wraps up by talking about attracting abundance, not chasing it,
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
which I think is, it's a really important distinction
Yeah.
because chasing it implies this sense of, scarcity and desperation.
Right, like you're always running after it. And
Yeah.
you're never quite catching it.
Yeah, and attracting it is more about, cultivating a mindset of abundance, being grateful for what you have, and making intentional choices with your money.
Exactly. And it's about trusting that the universe or God or whatever you believe in will provide for you.
Right.
If you're putting out that positive energy and you're taking action towards your goals, then the money will come.
Yeah, and I think, when you're in that mindset of abundance, you're also more likely to be generous and to
Yeah.
share your wealth with others.
Absolutely. Because you know that there's enough to go around
Right.
and that by giving, you're actually creating more abundance in your own life.
Yeah, yeah. So I think, this article, change your mindset to attract money in 10 minutes. It's obviously not a magic formula.
No, it's not going to happen overnight. But
Yeah.
I think it offers some really valuable insights and practical tips that can help us all shift our perspective on money and start attracting more abundance into our lives.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, the key takeaway here is that it's not just about the money. It's about the mindset.
Exactly.
And if we can change our mindset, we can change our financial reality.
Amen to that.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a question to think about. If you could instantly change one thing about your financial mindset, what would it be
Ooh, that's a good one.
and why? And what would that change look like in your life? So take some time to reflect on that, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.